Shoulder deep between the Toblerone. And that's as far as I got. Let's do it. We're level 69. We're in the end game of Nightmare. I was never taught what laws there are. Let's do it. Fist pump. Yeah, get it up there. Alright. Okay then. I'm really quite terrified. I'm going to turn my volume up just a little low. There we go. Wait. There we go. Alright. We've made it this far. No deaths. But, you know, this is where things can start to get really messy. Because we're going to start getting guest monsters and really hoping we don't get too many fire immunes. I'm really worried about ancients right now. I want to get this over with so I can start grinding off camera so I can get ready for hell difficulty and get back to editing. I don't know what this is. Oh, that's the shitty paladin one. No one cares about that. Honestly, I don't feel like we're going to have that much of an issue. I mean, our resistances are good, and having those resistance buffs at the end of this is going to be great. So I'd say we've done pretty well so far. I'm not saying this character's flawless either. God, no. There's still the pretty obvious problem of, you know, we have a big problem with the skill timer on every attack. We don't really do bosses very well. You know, if I had to guess what character type I'd like to use this as after the end of the game, I don't really know. Because I have a firm idea for all of my main other characters, right? But what would I want this one to be? So I've noticed I'm really good at clearing out dungeons so far. Because of the narrow spaces. Not very good in outdoor or bossing. So if there's one thing I can honestly say with my experience with this character so far, but I wouldn't say that as overall for all of Druids in general, but just this specific fire build, you're probably going to be limited to certain areas if you're going to farm them, like most. But definitely, he's not an outdoor clearer. He's certainly a better dungeon clearer than most because of the AoE. Because there is a lot of skills like this in Diablo 1. I haven't mentioned this yet. There's a... was it Firewall? Firewall you could just cast in like one spot, like here, and it would just basically tear open everything. That was really good in Diablo 1, but it was super situational because there was no way to like spread it like you can like this attack. So, in my opinion, I think this character is going to be very good. I'd like to try and do pits, but I don't remember what pits deal with the most. I think that he might be better than a barbarian for pits, at least with the setup I've got going on. Zerker Barb is probably like the best pits character in the whole game. Then you also have probably behind that's Javazon. Javazon is still the oh, you guys can see exactly what I'm going to talk about next. So, all right, we get up to his scrublings here. We're going to drop a volcano on their asses. And then we're going to walk over here. Now watch how long it's going to take me to kill Shank. Okay, that was a bad example. All right, whatever. Fuck it. Let's try that again. I'm going to put points into Oak Sage. I really want survivability right now. Because, trust me, I've just got that feeling, right? Look at that health, man. 1,000 HP. 1,140 HP in Nightmare, for Christ's sake. Anyways. Alright. Maybe I'm a little bit stronger than I was when I came through this area on normal Players 8. It's a big possibility. I'm just saying, but, you know, whatever. You know, it's just like your opinion, man. But so far, I actually have to say, I'm not brain deading this, but there's enough engagement that I don't feel like this character is just boring. Like, I like the idea that I still have to pay attention to everything around me. You know, casters, you can just kind of set it and forget it. But this character is more like set it and forget it, walk away, deal with other things. It's almost like Poison in a lot of ways, I've noticed, which is probably why I enjoy this so much. But, No, I am actually enjoying this character. You know, like I said, next year I think we're going to do a Necro, and then we'll finish out all the Diablo 2 characters finally with an Assassin, because I've actually never made an Assassin either. Yeah, we need to really start getting that up there. Okay, what the fuck is that? That needs to go. Okay, good. We need better armor, by the way, in case it isn't very obvious. I'm not talking, like, gear. I'm talking, like, body armor. I need pretty much anything at this point. I'm very, very lucid in terms of damage when I get hit. Because, yeah, we have... Obviously, we got Cyclone armor, we got meat shields, you know, that's great, but when it comes down to it, we barely can survive a few hits. Like, it's a miracle I'm not getting hit into hit recovery more often. With how cocky I've been playing lately, I really am shocked I haven't. Oh yeah, this is a new day. I haven't mentioned this yet. Oh, good lord. Look at that enemy. That is exactly why I have Volcano. Holy shit. Ugh, that's just nasty shit right there. You don't want to see that as this kind of a character, honestly. That's just... Ugh. Now, I can see that being a huge problem moving forward as we get closer and closer into the difficulty up. We're going to probably start hitting some things that are just... Ooh. Yeah, we need better body armor. Something with at least higher defense as well. Because we're starting to really just take hits pretty hard. And that's... As I keep upping the difficulty in Nightmare, because, you know, I'm going to do that. That's the plan here, is you want to up the difficulty to Player's 8 where you're not getting as much XP, stuff like that. That's how I usually do it. I don't like the idea of my defense right now. It's really bad. If I could find a string of ears, that'd be great. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to farm Mephisto, to be honest. But what I really need is just something like Skins of the Viper Magi, or Mage Fist, or... Fuck, I don't know. Even just like a half-decent, like, set of boots with some quarter... not garbage defense on them. Like, anything is probably preferable than whatever garbage we're wearing right now. We've had stealth since level, what, 12? We're not exactly in a pretty good position here. And holy shit, why have we not seen a single barbarian? This is really embarrassing. I guess they just don't want to be found. They don't want to be let out? That's fine. I wouldn't want to be let out in this shithole either. I mean... Is this really a shithole? Okay, yeah, it kind of is. I mean, barbarians are barbarians. You know why they call them that, don't you? I don't know either, actually. I was hoping you'd know the answer. But we're doing okay. So that's... Am I wrong? No, I just haven't seen a single one yet. This is really bizarre, because we've already hit the unique pack right there. Those guys are the unique pack for this area. Ugh. But yeah, once we start hitting some... I think it's Obedience is the... I can double check before we leave Nightmare. Well, you know, after I kill Bale or something. I need to check and see what that rune word is. Because I really think that lower fire res is going to be crucial. And, I mean, Mage Fist isn't super uncommon. You can start getting Mage Fist in Nightmare eventually. Same with the skins, belted or string of ears. Those are some pretty solid next level things I need. You can comfortably finish the game with most any item in general, but Skins of the Viper Magi are like the default like Ormus Shroud diet version, basically, so you don't have to worry as much. I could probably finish the game with Spirit, a sword, but I'd prefer to get something like a +3 Druid skill because it's technically more. But you know, we'd have to check out the options and see how it all goes. I think personally, though, a good +3 Druid item or you know, just about anything is pretty much preferable. I mean, I don't really need to settle for FCR. That's something as well. We can go faster hit recovery. We can do minus Rex. We can do pretty much anything. I think that's the one thing this character can do in terms of, like, gear that I appreciate more. Oh, someone's got a really small pee-pee outside. Oh, no. Well, you've got, like, music equipment. How do you feel when they play your music that loud? Well, I don't do that because I'm not an asshole and a douchebag. Anyways. Yeah, we need some defense. Because a lot like summoners in general, and casters put together, or whatever you want to call this kind of weird build that I've got going on here. I mean, it's basically a summon, then that's not really doing much, though. It's mainly just me, if I'm honest. I would love to get our mercenary an obedience. I'm pretty damn sure that's the rune word I'm thinking of. It lowers fire resistance, and that would be pretty much a game changer at this point. Can this damn barricaded tower please go down sooner? Shalon, my man, get in there. Guys, do something about it. Fuck. Okay, now can I get over there? I thought you went oh, for fuck's sake, man. I'm not even gonna go there. What is that? Sharptooth the something. I don't want to hear it. Turn that shit off. Alright, this is the most difficult quest we're gonna run into, is it? But I think in terms of items, where am I going to get my items? I'm probably going to get most of them from Mephisto. Because I don't think I'm going to have a very good time doing Bale. Okay, what do you know? There. Alright then. So there's Mage Fist right on cue. You cannot get much more lucky than that. I'm sorry to tell you guys. Oh, fuck. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Okay. Well, you can't really, you can't, okay? You can't. Right? You can't. Let's take a look and see how much of a difference that does to our damage, by the way. It's like 100, almost 200 difference. So, oh. You just... You know, I'm not gonna say that that was skill that caused that, but why not? Oh, would you look at that? It's a shitty charm. You know, you really... You can't make that shit up. You just can't. You can't. You might as well call me Australian, because you can't, okay? That's all there is to it. So I guess that scratches that one off. Gore Riders would be really nice, but those, I believe, are just movement speed. So... I believe Gore Riders are movement speed. We'll check it out in a little bit if I don't get them soon. But, holy fuck, man. You just can't make that shit up. It just happens to me because I'm so great. I have quite a few pairs of those, by the way. I'm pretty sure I have like 2 or 3 extras, but... Nope. No twinking until Bale is dead in hell difficulty. And then we can twink. But, fucking hell. That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. War Trav? Maybe. But since I'm a caster, I could probably make do with any boots in general. I mean, Cow King hooves would be okay because they're Magic Find and Run Walk and Gold Find. That wouldn't be a bad item. I mean, I can get that just through eventual grinding, but... Holy shit, I cannot believe that. That is so lucky. I mean, if I'm being honest, I don't need any other gloves after that. Especially as a caster, you do not need anything else after Mage Fist. I might up those later. Because I do think they're actually worth upping. But That's all about your own personal business, man. But I'm not gonna lie and say I didn't just get scooped. So that crosses that item off the list. We could really do with a better belt for sure. I'm not worried about potion slots. You know, I've played enough Median to where I don't care about potion slots as much. But in terms of, like, damage reduction, it would be nice to have String of Ears. It's not an extremely uncommon one. I'd say maybe Archon's Mesh would be the best, probably, for a caster like this. Maybe damage reduction, so String of Ears. It really wouldn't be bad either way. But Cow King Hooves would be great. I think that would actually be probably one of the best items I could get. Just in terms of the raw speed it can give you. If we're talking about runes, obviously, like I said, we kind of want Enigma, endgame, but that's like miles away. We're not even close to that yet. What am I doing that's this way, Seth? Fuck! So, wow. I'm just still a little shocked. That was pretty lucky. That's not going to happen twice. And if it does, I don't deserve it. Get the fuck out of here. Oh. God damn it, leave me alone. That is just awful. Ugh. I don't know what thing it is. I can't see it very well. Oh, there it is. A fucking nasty thing. There you go. Get your head decapitated like that. Anyways. We definitely could do with some better jewelry. Personally, I would love Mars Kaleidoscope would be a good endgame amulet. Obviously, SOJs? 2 SOJs would be nice. Maybe a Ravenfrost and an SOJ. Those are not bad options. I know I have quite a few Ravenfrost laying around after the character's done, but I would probably say Mars Kaleidoscope is best endgame, but a nice +1 or even 2 amulet would be okay. Just a rare. Honestly, that would be fine. Preferably with, like, caster stuff like either extra mana or a res. Anything with a plus druid skill. I actually think I have quite a few druid plus skill ammies laying around on one of my characters. I think Mr. Goodbar... No, Butterfinger has a shitload of them, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, my Zealot has most of my weird stuff. He's just got a bunch of crap that I don't think I ever bother to look at most of the time for some reason, but... if we could ask for a swap, what would I really want? I guess Kata for the extra defense would be really good. I'm not talking like I expect that right now. No, I'm talking like late down the line or after we start twinking. Yeah, I think Kata would be an okay swap. Hodo is okay. I think Hodo's like, what, +3? I'm pretty sure. It's a pretty decent caster rune word. It's expensive as hell, but it's definitely... It's worth it. And I'm not sure if the extra, like, Oak Sage would stack with it. I'm not actually quite sure on that, so don't quote me on that one. But I think that wouldn't be a bad option. So at least I have an idea of what I actually do want my, like, endgame stuff to look like. But I think this character can do just fine without most of that. It's been doing fine with relatively mid to average gear, if I'm honest. We're not hurting for anything yet. But once we get to Hell mode, we're gonna need some serious resistance stuff. That's when you start really needing some sort of physical defense on top of a shitload of res, on top of... Well, if I'm honest, the most dangerous thing we're going to run into is fire immunes. So I need at least 1, maybe 2 fire-piercing items, which is why I think Obedience might be the best option. And then we got to start giving Shallan some decent items. We have to start getting some decent body armor, because we're really... You can comfortably finish Nightmare with just stealth in this, like, what do I have it in? Quilted? Oh, leather. that's not a really good look. Is it hard leather? Yeah, see, it's not just leather, it's hard leather. But that's not exactly a good look. We still need at least something, like, to kind of shake things up, because you guys have probably already even noticed it. As soon as I get hit by something and it goes through my cyclone armor and it goes through the meat shields and everything, it pretty much just goes directly into me, and it's a little noodly. I'd like to have something that prevents at least a tiny bit of that damage, and you can still stop running. How about you go runny escapey and not tell me what to do? That'd be great. I didn't ask your opinion, but I told you what mine was. I really am enjoying this character, though. I like how he's not a complete, like, pushover on everything, and that makes me really happy, because if this was, like... Now, I guess the other option is, so far now that I've experienced this character a bit more, would I consider it a first-timer? That kind of a build? No. Hell no. I'd still say, if you want to make a fun caster, start with a Blizzballer. That's a lot of fun. I always say Blizzballer is so not difficult, but you still face some challenge. It's fun. I always enjoy Blizzballer source. Chain Lightning is pretty good. I don't know this from experience. I know this from hearsay. But Chain Lightning isn't bad. There's actually... You know, if I had to be honest with you, because I'm never going to lie to you about this game, I personally think that there isn't that many lightning immunes now in the main campaign. So in terms of characters that are actually pretty easy to beat Hell mode, that's why I can recommend Javazon, because she has an uncommon elemental type in lightning, and you also have the added bonuses of, well, if you're playing Javazon specifically, you have the added bonus of things like Crushing Blow, Critical Strike, Open Wounds. You have a lot of good options as secondary damage as a Javazon. So I'd say that might be a little bit more friendly as a starting character. I always say Boson is actually pretty friendly, because Boson gives you... You get a lot of tools as a Boson in vanilla Diablo 2. I don't think I've ever really thought of it as either particularly strong or weak, because there's so many... There's a lot of stuff you can do with it. And I think that adds a lot to it. So it's actually pretty, like you can use Exploding Arrow to get AoE damage. You can use Cold Arrow to slow things. You can stack that with, like, your minion damage, like a Frozen Mercenary, who can substitute for your melee damage you don't deal. You can use poison on stuff. You have a lot of elemental advantage, and there's actually very few hard counters that strict Boson, physical or elemental, really doesn't have a problem with. I mean, yeah, oh my god, another fucking unique, holy shit. And I haven't mentioned this, fucking Istrune dropped. Wow, that's actually probably one of the better runes I could get right now. That's nuts. And I'm not talking about the ones in these pants. I really think Boson is quite a beginner-friendly class. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, goody. It's my favorite enemy. The Claw Viper punks. Yay! We love these guys. I fucking love them. They're my favorite. I'm so glad they're not immune to fire right now, because that is going to be a huge hellhole as soon as I get to... Oh, God. Oh, Lord. Okay, so we got Gloams. Okay. I gotta take this shit a little bit seriously now. That's really nerve-wracking. But... Ooh, and that's a unique pack, too. That's just fucking double butthole fun. Yay! And it's... Oh, wow. And it's fucking immune to fire. How about we just say fuck you and walk away, because that's what you're worth. Fuck all. But no, oh, shit. I gotta focus. This is fucking awful. Alright, this is a big problem. We have good lightning res, but that doesn't matter because Gloams deal so much damage because it uses chain lightning and that's going to hit through all of our shit. Oh! Oh, this is like the absolute worst shit to get in this dungeon. This is so not fun. This is going to be a very slow, agonizing crawl. I'm not looking forward to this. But hey, we've got Cyclone Armor giving us a little bit of a buffer. Not a lot, but a little. Okay? You can't complain when there's at least something standing in between me and about 500 damage a second. I'm not gonna whine about that, alright? Let's take this seriously and take this a little slow. We still haven't died, we want to keep it that way. But god damn it, if there's any enemy that will fucking cause me to die right now, it's these. Get that fucking thing over there. Cast it! You're looking right at it! Fuck it. Okay, whatever. And they cause fucking... Oh my god, I hate Gloams. They're not my least favorite enemy. They're pretty high up there, though. I know we can call them souls, you can call them whatever. I call it Kafefi. I don't want to talk about them right now. Oh. Those are probably one of the most annoying, because I think they eventually get lightning and physical immunes, am I correct? In, like, hell difficulty? I could be wrong, but it doesn't matter. They're very unpleasant, and you do not want them. We need to drop some stuff off. Gotta drop my load. Share the load. But no, I'll always say the best starter class in general in Diablo 2, the most flexible is Amazon. Not because it's my favorite stylistically, nostalgically, all that shit. And I think it has my favorite... I've said this before, but I did used to start a lot of my ladders off on my old Bnet days by playing either Blizzballer. Sometimes I go Meteorb. I like both equally. I don't really have a preference. It's just how I've always played Sorceress. But I'd either play as Meteorb, Blizzballer, and Javazon as my first two characters every time. It was just, it's such an instinctive thing. It's why I knew how to do it really quickly, but I think Amazon's probably a lot more flexible, and I can see you going, what about Barbarian? I kind of don't think so. And you're probably like, oh, you're full of shit, you're a liar, you're a heathen. Well, yeah, probably, but... Okay, this is probably the area we want to be in. I think. Yeah, there's a little island, this is it. Oh, fuck me. Amazon is a lot more friendly and beginner friendly because you don't have as much commitment. Barbarian requires a lot. Hi, Zesty. Are you gonna sit right there? What do you have to say? Nothing? Okay. Well, you better not take the side of these jackasses and let me live. And not hold down buttons, Zesty. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. We're in that position. This is exactly how the character dies, is this sort of stupid shit. I'm double checking his feet. So, no, it's because Amazon doesn't have a lot of... Hi. Can I help you? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you smell funny. Amazon doesn't have a lot of, like... You're lucky, wee man. It doesn't have a lot of hard counter. Yes. Thank you, Zesty. How about I do this? You put it up here, and you have to put effort in. Yeah. You're a... How about we put your foot there? Okay? That's better. There's hardly as many hard counters, because like with... Alright, so if you play as a barbarian right away, you're met with a pretty big wall. Oh, for fuck's sake. Stay there. You're met with a lot of hard counters, okay? What kind of barbarian do you want to make? Do you want to be a melee barb? Because let's face it, you're gonna probably just be a melee barbarian. But, oh god, oh no, fucking hell. Oh, that mana drain is brutal, holy shit. Zesty, stop! God damn, that was... Oh, that was close. That fucking stun could have been the end of me right there. God damn. Thanks. Thanks, Zesty. You're a real bro. That's a big deal. Like, do you want to do polearm? Do you want to do halberds? Halberds? Do you want to do axes, hammers? What do you want? You know, you have so many options, and as a new player, you don't know what any of that really means, you know? So it kind of becomes a big problem. And that in its own right is extremely overwhelming to new players. I think, because then you also say, okay, natural resistance, what's all this about? And then you kind of ignore it, and then you think, oh, maybe I might need that. Then you don't realize, oh, I have one of the most broken passives in the whole game. You wouldn't know that. Stop. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know the potential that character has, and you don't know just how lucky you kind of have it. Cliff Killer, what the fuck is this? It's not bad. It's actually pretty good, but I don't care. That Istrune's really nice, though. None of these are particularly good, I hate to admit. But yeah, you don't have that kind of pressure. Like, you have hatchets, you have... There's so many options. Do you want to do dual wield? Do you want to go classic sword and board? Do you want to... You know what I mean? There's so many options for Barbarian, even just starting out. And that can be kind of overwhelming to a lot of people. And... especially if you don't have any experiences with these kinds of games or the series in general. So I think Amazon's a lot more friendly because it gives you enough freedom. You can do melee. You don't have to strictly stay melee or range with Javazon. It works both just as well. Preferably Javazon. You've got Spear. Spear, I don't understand anything about. I've never made a Spear Zon in my entire time. I have no idea how they play. But you want to stack IAS, I know that much. You have a lot of options with Amazon, but to the point where it's... Okay, then. You're more contained as a character, and you don't have to worry, like... Oh, for fuck's sake. You don't have to worry about, like, oh shit, did I get enough melee damage? Did I do enough of this? What tools should I be using? It's pretty basic, right? You just need a spear type weapon, like a maiden pike, like right here. Like this would work. You just need that, a javelin type weapon, or a bow, or sharp bow. You know what I mean? Like, you only need, like, let's just lump those as bow, okay? You just need a bow or a spear. Those are, like, the most basic things ever. And you know why it's even more friendly? Because you don't get a secondary weapon, like a shield. So, you're even more limited, but you're also more, like, you don't really have to worry. Like, with melee, you have to think, okay... I do not want to go through here with this on. Holy shit. No thanks. With melee, you have to worry about critical strike. That's a big one. IAS. That's a very important... Oh, for fuck's sake. You need IAS. You need crushing blow. Open wounds. You need... Some people like knockback. I do not like knockback at all. I think it just distracts from the overall DPS and the overall... The way that you maneuver the enemies becomes compromised. I just don't like it. Some people do. I don't, personally. I never have been a fan of it. It's also why I don't like Smiter, because it's just... It requires you not getting up in enemies' faces. It requires you to get up in their face like this, like 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, rather than just going 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 like that. It's just something about that just really bothers me. It's like one extra step I have to do just to hit the mans. There's a few items in Diablo 1 that are like that as well, and I don't like it nearly as much as you think. But they are good because in Diablo 1 it gets enemies off of your ass, and it's actually kind of beneficial. I wouldn't say it's required, but it's definitely useful for melee characters in that game. But in here, it's like Lawbringer, right? I think Lawbringer is a very good budget rune word that can get you through the whole game if you're playing as a melee character. But it does come with its downside of that you move the enemies around, you end up like... Fucking, why can't it be like a blue +2 to all druid skills and shit like that? That'd be really nice. We have not found a single druid-specific item that we have used at all. I love that. That's, you can say Mage Fist, but that was in the game before druid. That was a Diablo 1 item, too. But, I don't know. I think Amazon's a lot more friendly. Barbarian is great to learn melee more, but you also have to deal with a lot more of the understanding of melee. Because you don't get very many... Like, this is the other thing, is Amazon gets Critical Strike as a natural passive, and I think that gives you a lot better cheesiness, I guess, but it also gives you a lot more survivability because you're doing double damage, right? What the hell is the other one? There's Critical Strike, Open Wounds, Crushing Blow. That's the other one. That's something that you need as a melee character that I think is much more important, and that's why I say Zeal is a really good skill, because a max attack rate Zeal and max Zeal in general, and the at least a 25% CB, that's enough to usually carry you through the whole game, but nothing grants that passively, and that's what I mean. Like, there's no... I don't know. I'd say Paladin is still my favorite for melee because Paladin just is so straightforward. You grab a buff, you grab a skill that you want to hit enemies with, and that's it. It's so basic that you don't have to like brain dead it. It gets a little repetitive, but that's just melee for you. Oh, Jesus. We're getting some nasty enemies now. Archers just tear you up. That's all there is to it. And they're fucking... Oh, I hate archers. I'm not, like, a huge fan of them to start with, but this low of armor rating makes this really annoying. Yeah, I think that's... I always say Amazon. Amazon's just... It's the default melee, it's the default range... But what it doesn't teach you well is it doesn't really teach you about immunities. And I think that's something that casters, even in Diablo 1, had to deal with, was you had to know how to deal with immunities. And I think that's why it's better to start as like an Amazon, because you understand, you can remember, oh yeah, that enemy's like this, rather than the hard wall that immunities eventually become, that I think is much more forgiving. Because this is something that sucks, because if you've never played a game that has a hard immunity system like this, Sorceress is so tempting and it makes it seem so easy, and then you just get completely rolled. Like, if you have no idea what you're doing. And that is cool, but it also really sucks because it involves, I need to learn how to actually do everything. I need to know what enemy has what resistance and what difficulty. It's a lot more work early on, but the reward is so worth it. Melee's the opposite, and oh my god, what the hell is that? Is that a fucking gorilla? I knew it! Oh, fucking hell. That is a room of just ghastly shit. Oh my god. I am so lucky there's no fire immunes in this dungeon right now. That is so disgusting. Oh, that could have been way, way worse than it actually is. Holy shit. Ugh. We're gonna set up for the ancients and stuff, and then we're gonna do Neelathak and Bale in one video. But yeah, I don't know. I always think if you want to get like nitty gritty, Melee starts off slower, but it plateaus around like the beginning of Hell, and then you kind of have to know what you're doing. The other problem with Melee is it requires a lot of runeword investment. Now, I'm not saying that it's required, by the way, but it definitely, if you want to live as a Melee character exclusively, you need to have a lot of rune words. Lionheart comes to mind. What is it? Pride. Obedience is, like I said, a good one for caster or Melee. It's a good follower polearm rune word in general. Get that shit over there. Fucking hell. I just want to kill those casters. Get the fuck out of here. Thank you. Stuff like that, I think, is pretty important. Oh shit, I gotta get out of this hole. This is a hellhole of an area. You could tell why it's a hellhole, I would hope. This fucking carver, go away! No, I'm opening shit up. Stop, Harambe, quit it. Okay, good. Fucking hell, that was like way more dangerous than it needed to be. Why are there so many? Which one did I not kill? Fuck this area. Oh. Well, you know what? You're not going to be alive very long. Here, have a volcano. Oh, this is bad. This is so bad. I'm going to get hit into stun recovery. Get the fuck away from all that. Oh, this is bad. I don't like this. This is... There is so much shit on the ground. Get the fuck out of here. Okay, good. This is such a noodly... It doesn't look hard. This is the problem. I'm going to get stun locked and then get hit by like all those little carvers at once, and it's going to be bad. And then I guess there's Tainted. I've only seen one pack so far, but if there's more, this is going to be terrible. Yeah, there's more right there. What do you know? Okay, let's just back him up into here. Get him to come through this. Okay. I just do not want those Frozensteins to get on top of me, because if they do, I'm going to get stun locked into oblivion, and it's going to be really bad. And I don't want to deal with that. I got to pay attention. That's how you know I'm serious. There's a fast one in there somewhere, I can tell. Okay. I'm not liking this dungeon. I'm really not. It's kinda yucky. I think I can agree with that. Right? It's pretty gross. I'm not liking this very much. Okay. We're almost done. Just a little bit to cut through left for Nightmare. We're almost there. I don't know why I'm getting quiet. This isn't even the worst part. Okay. This has got to be the fucking waypoint. Ooh! Ooh. This is not as bad as it could be, but it's pretty damn noodly. Let's not pretend it's not. It's the damn carvers that are the problem in this. Everything else is fine. It's them that are the huge problem. They're making this really hard to stay still in. I'm waiting for the I'm waiting for that nasty pack. Immune to physical and fire, extra strong, extra fast, cursed. Just come on, fuck me daddy, do it. I know it's gonna happen. Alright. I don't even want to know how Ancients is gonna go, to be honest with you. That's gonna be hell when I do it. I don't care if I level up or not, it's gonna be awful. This has got to be the fucking waypoint. That... oh, we're getting close to it. No? Alright. Okay. The waypoint's got to be like right here, if I had to guess. It's not probably a lot left. Oh boy. Okay. Please don't be something nasty over here. By the way, you're probably like, why are you casting Volcano first? It stops enemies, I've noticed, and I want to keep them from bull rushing in and, like, bottling them up on that first. In this situation, at least. Where there's a lot of annoying little tiny enemies that are moving around. Like right here. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Right here is a good example. That stops them, like, dead in their track. See? I'm not as dumb as I look sometimes. But I was wrong about the waypoint being right here. Shit. See, and it stun locks them too. So that's why I'm like, I'd rather get them stuck on the corners in this kind of an area. Oh my god, where is the waypoint? Oh, okay. Right here. Good enough, I guess.
Good day.
That was disgusting. Okay. That's so tempting. But the defense is such a it's a big difference, and I do not want to take that chance. Although it really does look tempting, if I'm honest. Oh well. That's fine. Keys just go everywhere. They're wherever, man. Let's get our gear repaired just in case.
Afternoon.
And I think we should be ready to do Neelathok in a minute. Okay. So that's going to call it for this one. We're going to do Neolithok, Ancients, and Bale in the next episode, and then we'll round out normal. Be there!
Forgive me.